Good afternoon and welcome to the Anthony Spalding Sports Complex. It's where we've been for the last few weeks, bringing the Jamaica Premier League, powered by Digicel, to you on your devices. And today we are here for a doubleheader. The first game, Waterhouse against Vere United. It's the team setting the pace in the Premier League against one of those teams that have been disappointing for their backers, although in context Vere will believe that they haven't had a bad season. 29 degrees Celsius, the temperature reading, and the wind speed 29 kilometers per hour. Yeah, the conditions vary between hot and nice-ish here at the Tony Spalding Sports Complex, and I think we're in for another good game of football. Chris Taylor is with me, and Chris, Waterhouse and Vere are punching up now. This is what has happened in the match week so far. Molynes beaten by Portmore United, Cavalier beating Mount Pleasant, Humble Lion, they found 3 goals. Unusual to see Humble Lion score so many. They took down high-flying Dunbeholden, and then Arnett Gardens beat Tivoli in the Garden Party 3-1. Mobay United and Harbourview to play the second game of the doubleheader. And Chris, this is what the table looks like. Waterhouse, pace setters, Dunbeholden, Arnett Gardens, Mount Pleasant, Cavalier, Tivoli, the top 6 for now.
Yeah, Dunbeholden struggling in the last few weeks. Maybe that thin squad bearing its ugly face right now. Waterhouse still on top with so many games in hand. 3 games still to go. And as I said, that was a big 3 points for Cavalier, who have a relaxed position in 5th place at this point, but all up for grabs for the last spot in the playoff race between Tivoli, Humble Lion and Harbourview. It can go anyway. Tivoli might feel that they're up against it, but yeah, interesting table.
All right, let's throw back to when these teams met earlier this season.
Full-time highlights now, and Waterhouse with the majority of the possession in this game, and they had quite a few chances in that first half. Deborah Gray's attempt wide of the mark as he tried to hit this from an acute angle was always going to be difficult. Then Cadel Benbow, always in the thick of things, winning the free kick. Andre Gale pushing him over, and then the effort was punched away and set up by Howell to Thomas. 1-0 in the 16th minute. Delivery from Benbow, the captain, putting it on a platter, and from there he wasn't going to make any mistake. Bernardo Thomas just from 6 yards out, and 1-0 the score. James in the action as well, Javon James, and Simpson sending it wide to Thomas. Ricardo Thomas's effort over the top. In the second half now, this effort was wide of the mark from Dennis, who come on as a sub, and then this provided a save. The Kemar Foster didn't have a lot of work to do today, and Leslie pulling it across came through to Shaquille Bradford, who had just come on as a substitute, and made no mistake from there. Wonderful finish, and the result placed beyond doubt. Waterhouse with a 3
goals in it. 2 goals in it the last time the teams met. Waterhouse emerging victorious, and they'll be hoping for more of the same this afternoon. Well, let's hear from both camps ahead of this game. Chris Taylor, the man on the interview stand, he's speaking with Daniel Bent from the Waterhouse team.
We have a deep squad, a squad that has a lot of quality, and we have young players, schoolboys who are in the squad that are hungry for game time, and they have the potential and the quality, if when called upon, can deliver as well on game day.
What's the thought of rotation at this point, considering Waterhouse are already assured one of the top 2 spaces?
Yeah, well, we have to rotate the team because as we approach the semi-finals, it's very important that we rest the key players. As we can see, Bembo is back in, and also Rowan Beadle, who has been out for a while on the bench because, you know, Ricardo Thomas and Kimani Campbell has been operating the 2 wing backs. But we're glad to see that players are coming in back, and we're pleased and we're up for this game against Vere United.
A couple of your national players out. How does that How does that change up the back line for you?
Quality still remains the same. So Ron comes back in at right back, who is actually a natural midfielder, but he plays well and has been playing well at right back. So we're okay with the selection, and the players are ready to perform.
I'm positive about this fixture.
Yeah, we're very positive. We know that Vere United, any team that is coached by Donovan Duke, is always a defensively organised team, and we're looking forward to it.
Romain, no game time for you yet, but into the squad for Waterhouse. Is that an exciting prospect for you?
Well, yes, it's an exciting prospect, yeah. A really big quality team, you know, so just have to work hard and keep on working, yeah.
Obviously a standout at the schoolboy level. How do you see yourself fitting into this Waterhouse team who are top of the table?
As I said, just have to keep on working and just be patient and wait until I get my chance.
And how ready are you for that chance?
I'm quite ready.
Our player to watch is Denardo Thomas, the Waterhouse midfielder.
And he's certainly been ready all season, Denardo Thomas. 6 goals in a season so far. Impressive, his work with Cardell Bembo, that man coming into the foreground now. And he'll be hoping to have a better game than he had last week, Denardo Thomas, and be more involved on a Waterhouse team that's looking a bit leggy after all these matches.
Yeah, alright, so they call him the Minister of Defence. He is the head coach of the Vere United team. His name, Donovan Duke.
Donovan, I know you're big on loyalty, and many of these players have stuck with you throughout the time. The fact that you've only lost once in the last 5 games, what does that say about your squad, even though you have no chances of going through to the playoffs?
Well, I think we're moving in the right direction. We realized that the season has went through the door for us, so we started to build the right way. So we had a squad of, say, 30, and now we are down to, say, 17 players, 17 loyal players. And these are the players that have gotten the results. And we're very grateful, and we're producing at the right time, so we could make the transition now into the near season.
Goal scoring has been an issue for you, but just 2 goals conceded in the last 5 games. That's a big positive for Vere.
Yes, it is, and this has always been the story for us, and you can build from that foundation. Now we need a true 9.
What do you think about this fixture? It was a tough one last time out. You went down by 2 goals to 0. Do you think you can reverse things, and how are you going to go about it?
And I'll tell you this. We have said in team meetings that we have only gotten beaten by this team, hands down. And we are absolutely being truthful about that. We have gotten beaten by them in the first game, and now we want to change that. So, you know, we're ready to play.
Dustin, fresh off the plane from your overseas exploits, tell us a little about that. How was it?
Well, our plan was just to go and play football, and we have done just that.
And in terms of your goal scoring, you obviously had a great appetite when you were overseas.
Yeah.
How many goals did you score?
11.
Alright, and what you're looking to come back here and do in the Premier League?
Well, as I did over there, it was just to score a goal, and in the Premier League, I want to get my first goal tonight.
Alright, and what kind of faith has your coach put behind you? Obviously, he's very encouraged by your opportunities overseas.
Yes, like every day in training, he encouraged me a lot just to go out there and just play football.
That man, Ricardo Campbell, is the player to watch for Vere United, Chris.
Scored last week as well, unusual. Outstanding free kick from the half line, Ricardo Campbell, and definitely Donovan Duke loves when he's in the starting lineup because of his leadership from the back line and his solidity as a defender. Ricardo Campbell, important for this Vere team, especially going forward. And let's see what he can bring today.
Alright, we are up on the break. When we return, starting lineups and kick-off Jamaica Premier League, the penultimate match week, as we draw close to the business end of the season, the playoffs. Yeah, so game time is upon us. Waterhouse and Vere United. That's the matchup, match week 21 in the Jamaica Premier League, powered by Digicel. And the action is coming to you from the Anthony Spalding Sports Complex, the political constituency, South St. Andrew. They call this place the Concrete Jungle. And Waterhouse are from St. Andrew. Vere are from Clarendon. And yeah, that's the parish clash. 3 points are the prize for these teams. The 3 will only make Waterhouse's statistics look better for Vere. Not much significance. They can't be relegated. There's no relegation in effect, while Waterhouse are certain of a playoff spot. But they need to get through the gears to see what they have for the remainder of the season.
2019. Can I hear? 29. Come. And ball on the side. Alright, so you're working.
Referee Akita Nicholson sounding like D'Artagnan from the Musketeers. This is the Waterhouse starting 11. Interestingly, no Waterhouse do not have a substitute goalkeeper. Akeem Chambers is away on national duties. So Foster is in goal, Binns, Beadle, Simpson, Thomas, Benbow, Wilson, Leslie, Moulton, Campbell and Bradford, the starting 11 for head coach Marcel Gale.
And they'll be playing with a 4-4-2. Great to see Cardell Benbow back in the starting lineup. A noticeable absentee last week. And he has 9 goals. Their leading goal scorer, 9 goals and 3 assists. Waterhouse, 4 wins in 5 matches.
Vere, Shaquan Davis in goal, Ricardo Campbell, Tyreek Harrison, Lamar Neal, Javier Brown, Ramon Plummer, Trevance Salmon, Dunstan Cohen, only 15. We've been telling you that all season. Kevin Graham, Kenroy Lumphin, and Tavis Grant for Donovan Duckley.
And they'll be playing with a 4-2-3-1 lineup. Just 11 goals on the season. Vere United certainly struggling at the top of the park. But yeah, look out for the likes of Javier Brown, their leading goal scorer with 3. But certainly defensive solidity, the real asset about Vere United.
2 defensively sound teams clashing. Waterhouse have conceded only 13 goals. That's a league best. And Vere United, they have also been watertight at the back. Only Waterhouse and the Cavalier have conceded fewer than Vere's total. But it's up front, the sharp end, where they've been having problems, the team in yellow. They've scored only 11 goals this campaign. But May, they'd want every month to be May. May was the best month for Vere in the Jamaica Premier League. They took 8 points from a possible 15, beat Arnett Gardens, beat Harbourview, drew with Portmore and the Cavalier, and the only defeat in May coming at the hands of Humberland. So they were in best form, their best patch of form for their entire season in the month of May. They'll be hoping they can finish strong in this Jamaica Premier League. Waterhouse, by contrast, in their last 5, as Chris has been telling you, 1-4, drew 1, and they are the most prolific team in the league, and they have a match week 22 final clash with Arnett Gardens to complete the preliminary round of this Jamaica Premier League. We're on the way here at the Tony Spalding Sports Complex. Carter Campbell goes long, trying to connect with that man wearing the number 11 jersey, Ramon Plummer. Elvis Wilson across early to intercept. As the evening draws nigh, it's still a bit hot here at the complex, but strong breeze kind of taking some of the potency away from the effects of the sun. Leslie was running forward, trying to get onto a pass from Moulton. Lumphin gingerly coming back onto the field after making the interception. Early touch for Denardo Thomas. Wilson, another touch for him. Campbell, named in the CONCACAF Champions Cup team of the tournament. There were 3 Jamaicans in there, 2 from Waterhouse, 1 from Cavalier. Benbow was also in that team of the seasonal best 11 as well, as Waterhouse did the business to qualify for the CONCACAF Champions competition, so they have more CONCACAF competition to play in. And if you're operating at this Premier League level, that's the reward. That's what you dangle in front of the players. As we look at Marcel Gale, he'll be telling his players that you play for this team, you can play in big competitions, you won't be stuck in Jamaica, you'll get a chance to parade your skills at a higher level, and hopefully you'll catch the eye of those people who can help you to make more of your dreams come true.
Have looked a little bit tired though with the rough schedule they've had, Waterhouse.
And you would say understandably, eh?
Yeah, 4 matches in 10 days initially before coming back to the JPL, and then this is your 3rd match in a week. So if you add that up, 7 matches in 17 days, that's a crazy schedule.
And it doesn't matter size of squad, you're going to feel it, because there are a core group of players who have to be a part of most of those games. And
and as you said, the top goal scoring team, so 36 goals, yet in the 1-1 draw on Thursday with Mount Pleasant, it was an own goal they benefited from, and in Monday's game, a late goal by Devroy Gray. So the tiredness in the legs has really shown. They just haven't been able to get back to that prolific form that they had up front.
And I tell you what, they have to give thanks for small mercies, or mercies whatever size, because the fact of their automatic qualification for the semi-finals gives them a crucial breather. Because if they were down in the ruck, if they were down in the lower half of the top 6 and having to play to qualify for the semi-finals, then the burden would have become even greater. But they have the benefit of putting their feet up, getting a breather before they become engaged in these semi-finals, and so they have time to recover from their exertions in the Dominican Republic.
Yeah, and even that 3rd, 4th playoff, it went all the way to penalties, so it was an extensive game as well.
Against top-class competition.
Yeah, lost in the penalty shootout, so they ended up coming 4th, but as I said, that in itself, a full game, extra time and penalties.
And we must tell the viewers as well that they were Brown robbed, bailed out by Lumphin with the long leg, that they were knocked out of that competition by the eventual champions Violet FC from Haiti. So it's not as if they were roughed up by some of the other teams. They can point to the fact that, well, the champions, eventual champions, they're the ones who knocked us out, who beat us. And so they did very, very well in the Dominican Republic. Their chairman, Donovan White, would have been proud of what his boys did. And he's hoping now that business is settled and they've qualified for more CONCACAF level competition. They can take this JPL, they can go all the way and get rid of that monkey that has been on their back by having lost consecutive finals in consecutive years. So muted start to this contest. For Vere, it's a dead rubber, as we noted, no relegation threat. But they have found form and they will want to continue winning, or will want to continue at least taking points from the games. And as Donovan Duki said, well, the only team that really beat us this season was Waterhouse, and they were looking to set the record straight. Leslie, that was a handball. The flick from Campbell struck Leslie's hand, and the referee, Okita Nicholson, has whistled for the infringement. Did have a hat-trick in the tournament, Andre Leslie, in one of those games in the Dominican Republic, so he's in some form.
3 goals on the season for him, and his first 2 a double, a brace.
We were commenting the other day that there haven't been many hat-tricks, well, any hat-tricks in the JPL this season, but there have been several 2-goal performances.
We saw one yesterday as well, again from Ronaldo Cephas, scoring 2. So there's been over a dozen braces in the JPL this season, and as you said, no hat-tricks. There was only 1 hat-trick last season
in that truncated campaign.
Yeah,
and that was from the Tivoli man, Horatio Morgan, eh?
Yeah, Horatio Morgan.
Goal kick on that far side. There's Dunstan Cohen, all of 15 years old. Donovan Duki counts him as one of the players he can count on. He says he has trimmed the squad, Duki. There were some men who weren't committed to the process, sounding like Joel Embiid at the Philadelphia 76ers. But he says a squad of 30 to start the campaign is only now a squad of 17. Because only these brave men committed to the cause, and they're the ones he's going forward with. Leslie in midfield. Cannot get by Javier Brown though, who finds Plummer. Vere a little bit more expansive, more open than we've seen them in some games. Cohen trying to link with Brown, broken up. Moulton had his ankles clipped. Quick free kick. Thomas. Benbow. Robbed by Harrison. This is Neil. Plummer held his run, recognizing he would have gone offside. And Neil played the pass anyway. This is Beadle. Grant from the back, robbing Moulton. Plummer himself robbed. No look pass by Kevin Graham. All the way back to his skipper. Brown's pass is poor. Almost won it back, but he did enough to force the turnover from Leslie, and now Harrison. Plummer trying to turn away from Beadle, goes down holding his face. Will there be a card? Nichols just having a word with Beadle. Of the Waterhouse performance this season, you wouldn't hear many people tell you that Beadle has been a standout, but you've seen enough of him to be able to assess his contribution over the course of the season, Chris.
Yeah, has been used sparingly though, because of the likes of Ricardo Thomas, the national right back in the team. But yeah, he's gotten opportunities when he's gone on duty, and has held his own. As I said, a natural midfielder went to Excelsior, standout at the schoolboy level, Beadle. But yeah, he's been solid. Not quite as expansive going down the flanks and getting balls into the box. Not a natural wing back, but defensively he's been solid enough.
Benbow releasing Leslie, has the wheels to get there before Campbell. Little shot early, and Campbell did take something off it. It's straight behind for a corner. Waterhouse's first of the game.
Yeah, quite a weak shot by Leslie. Probably lucky to get away with a corner here. That really had nowhere going. Didn't get his steps right. No power really behind the shot.
You could tell from that effort that the left foot was the weaker. Well, he's the weaker foot.
Bradford a bit disappointed that he didn't try and play it into the penalty spot area.
Short corner, Benbow. Good Thomas, the cross must come now. No, it doesn't come yet. Good to see Damien Binns back after his early season injury. Benbow in the box on the left foot, and the cross is cleared by Ricardo Campbell, with Bradford lurking. So too Keithy Simpson, who had pushed up. Wind really strong here. Kite flying conditions here at Arnett Gardens, perfect for that. Bradford spins away from Salmon. Keithy Simpson should have just let it run clean, but applied the flick in the end, and it damaged what he intended to do. This is Plummer, who has switched wings early. Ramon Plummer started on the left, on the right, can't get by Binns, and Brown's pass can't get by Binns either. Poor from Vere. Lovely. Difficult pass for someone to control, but he gets the job done. And back to Vere. You accept that Vere will have difficulties attracting the best players for obvious reasons. They're a Clarendon team. There's not much money around the club, and there's not a high profile around the club. Although Dookie is a draw, as we talk about this attack that Grant kept it in. No, he didn't. Yeah, Dookie's a draw because he's a top coach, but you would expect that next season, building the squad, the talents that go to Vere will not be the same as go to the usual suspects.
Right, the biggest thing about Vere is that, as you say, in Clarendon, and you look at the schoolboy teams, a lot of quality in Clarendon. But yeah, I agree, not that much money, so not able to attract the best. But yeah, Donovan Duke is a big pull. And as we spoke about loyalty, a lot of players have wanted to play for him, have followed him all around the clubs he's been to. And the fact that Clarendon is such a strong parish at the schoolboy level, the hope will be that he will be able to get some of those players from Clarendon College and Garvey Maceo and some of those schools, Glenmuir and others, to come into this team and really make it a formidable force. But I think that's going to take a time as well, George.
Yeah, and another point to make is this: the best Clarendon schoolboys are looking at Kingston and St Andrew. They're looking at Cavalier, they're looking at Harbourview, because they're looking at somewhere where they can that can serve as a lubricated conduit for their own careers. They'll ask their parents will ask, as we see this cross coming in from Beadle. It struck Campbell more than him blocking it, but he was effective in turning it behind for a corner. It'll be okay, where's my son, where's my child most likely to get a leg up on their way to a professional career. And with no disrespect intended, Vere is not one of those destinations. Beadle's corner met at the near post by, well, it was blocked in the end. Was there a handball? No. Goal kick.
And more than that, to support your point,
Moulton.
A lot of the Clarendon College youngsters are from Kingston as well.
I was going to say that as well,
Kingston
yeah.
and St Andrews, so they have made the journey to Clarendon College. But yeah, a lot of them are from town. Yeah, that actually wasn't a bad ball put into the box. It was at the near post, but aimed at the Waterhouse players. We're going to have to do better than that in terms of the penetration to beat this Vere defence. Just 2 goals conceded in 5 games. You spoke about that run. Somewhat 8 points out of a possible
8 from 15 in May. May was their month, no doubt.
And just 2 goals conceded. In that, an impressive victory over the high-flying Arnett Gardens as well. 2-1 victory.
Also took down Harbourview. Draws with Cavalier, the defending champions. Drew with Portmore. And their only defeat coming to Humberland in that Clarendon derby. So yeah, May was their month for real. Foul on Keith Simpson, eyeing a career in politics already. His Instagram page has him listed as Comrade Keith Simpson from the Dallas division. So he's setting his stall out. When he's done with this football, we already know where he's headed. Bernardo Thomas switches play, looking to hit Benbow. Waiting for the support, Benbow. Or is he? Campbell, further back. Bradford beaten to the header by the taller man, Lumpton. Excellent pass by Broom, but just at the moment it took a bobble and over the foot of Dunstan Cohen. And for a moment there it looked as if Vere would be in. 54% of the possession controlled by Waterhouse so far, no surprise there.
But even when that pass was made by Javier Brown, they were so deep, Cohen was so deep that even if he had controlled that, so much work to do.
Yeah, a long way to run
yards, to. Yeah, 10 yards in front of the half line, so they're very deep here. And they're comfortable with it, but just don't expect much going forward. Did say Donovan Duke that he's really in need of a quality number 9. Francois Swaby, the best of the lot currently, who is seen his best.
Yep.
Who's past his best.
Yep.
Francois Swaby, a 94 goal man in his Premier League career. 93 goals, I should say.
Benbow led Harrison on a merry dance, but Harrison stuck to the task and robbed Benbow of the ball. Very good work. The clash of the 2 number 19s.
Must be said of the current players, no one has more goals in the Premier League than Francois Swaby. But he's only been able to score 1 this season.
And we know he's a quality player. His talents are well, we know exactly what he can do. But a point to be made is that when he was out of the team, Vere looked more mobile in attack.
Yeah.
But obviously you get more mobility, but you don't get the same accuracy in front of goal.
Another forward that creates a lot for himself, but because of his strength and positioning inside the box. If you have players wide that can get it to him, you're certainly in business, but they haven't been able to do that as well. Partially because they sit so deep. So the kind of forward they need is a runner who can run into space and do something for themselves. Francois Swebe is not that man. He's a point forward.
Which is why Duki has repurposed Ramon Plummer into that centre forward, because of his running ability. Really a right winger, Ramon Plummer. But he's been asked to do a job this season and he's done it as best as he can. Finishing is not his forte. It is Swaby's forte, but Swaby doesn't give you the running across at the head of the spearhead of the team that Plummer does. There's Duki. As I told you, in football circles they call him the Minister of Defence for how difficult his teams are to break down and the premium he places on clean sheets. Here's Leslie, has beaten to his right in space, took too long around about it, and Kevin Graham slid in. Leslie seems to be hurt, beating the turf, and Akita Nichols may have to go back to see what happens as Javere Brown flicks it beyond goalkeeper Foster, but it was wide, just peeled off the outside of the boot. Was there an offside flag on it in the play? No. Akita Nicholson has gone back to look at Leslie as I thought he would. And I'd want to see the tackle from Kevin Graham again. Did it look clean to you, Chris, first time before we see the replay?
I'm not sure actually. It wasn't very obvious. Leslie is obviously injured. Leslie just deliberated way too long though. Such a slow start to the game, Andre Leslie. A player who's been criticised for his inconsistency in play. But look at how long he took. It looked like he played the foot first.
There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, he played the foot first, Graham.
That was a foul.
Yeah,
that Akita Nicholson missed.
Yeah, onto the left foot first and then went through to the ball. It actually looked pretty obvious there. It took a while before he made contact with the ball, in fact.
Yep.
Here you see. Certainly took out the left foot first. Went studs up as well. That probably should have been a yellow card.
Yep. And then Javere Brown with this chance. Oh yes.
Foster did put him off by getting there quickly, but he was beaten, Foster. Probably did just enough to throw him off.
Yeah. The sun making its last stand for the evening before disappearing for good. And as some of the patrons shielding their eyes, the signal from the trainers is that Leslie's good to continue. There they are, using a jersey as a visor, the toddler. Punch drunk by the sun, Javere Brown could have scored his 4th goal of the season from that finish, but put off by goalkeeper Foster. And some of the Waterhouse fans giving the referee some aggro for not calling what they saw was an obvious foul. The replay proves that they were correct. Marcel Gale sees the funny side. Perhaps relieved that he's not forced into a change this early in the contest. Anyway, it's a game lacking tempo so far. Vere have been slow and ponderous. Waterhouse haven't been better, as exemplified by that poor pass by Damien Binns. Just stood, took forever, and then just chipped it into touch for a throw. Question, Chris, who's the best centre half you've seen in the league this season?
Good question. There have been a few that have stood out. I think each team has actually produced quite a few. I think Watkin has been good for Portmore. I think
Pennycook for
Tivoli, even though yesterday Cephas made him look rather ordinary. But Yeah, Pennycook has been good. When he's missing, it's very obvious. I think the partnership of Ling and King have been good, but they have had inconsistent games as well, maybe due to their youth.
Leslie trying to pick out Campbell. It comes to him and he was closed down by Harrison. Very good defensive job by the young man. And it's a corner, says referee Okito Nicholson.
We haven't actually had major complaints. We've actually found quite a few good centre halves in the competition, or partnerships. If you think about even the Dyer Duo partnership, it certainly blossomed, especially in the middle of the season. They're probably
solid.
Yeah, they're probably fallen off a little bit now, but they were good. Ricardo Campbell, once fit, is one of the best as well.
Headed by Keith Simpson, it peels off his head behind, which is why I asked
wondering who is the best.
Yeah, Leslie's having to leave. That left foot, it seems like it's for an ankle injury, and it has gotten the best of him, and so Leslie has been substituted in the 22nd minute. Well, 23rd minute rather.
Messam is on.
Yeah, Gregory Messam Jr.
This will be his earliest appearance, so he's getting a lot of time here to show what he can do.
Yeah, the ex-St. George's College man.
Another one who would be used to these colours.
Yep.
Elvis Wilson has been excellent for Waterhouse as well.
Except for that one afternoon against Malines United and Trevante Stewart,
Yeah.
at the JFF Centre.
Early in the season, that was when he just came in, right?
That was
initially.
I think that was his third game, so it was still early. Excellent by Campbell with Salmon just shaping as if he was going to whip the cross in, and Campbell poked it off his foot. But yeah, Elvis Wilson
since that game
has been good. Before that was good, and after that.
Yeah, certainly took the criticism to heart. And I think he has had 2 man of the match performances since, so he's been a real standout for Waterhouse.
So I've given you an essay question, Chris. You've given me some possibilities without giving me V1. I want you to think about that as we see someone putting this corner kick in, met at the near post by Beadle. Oh, the volley! That was a good connection by Harrison, you know, over the bar. It was a challenged volley though. So this is someone's free kick, corner kick rather, met by Beadle, and then the volley under a challenge from Moulton, enough to throw him off, and that's how he put it over the bar.
We all know that Ladale Ritchie is a quality centre back.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about it because
he's one of the best.
Yes. So Ritchie, so you're narrowing. You're making your list bigger. You're making your job difficult.
It was already difficult, but yeah, when Ladale Ritchie wasn't in he was injured and out for Mount Pleasant. That was a big deal for them. In fact, after this,
turning, looking for Roy. It's a bad pass he's played, forcing Campbell to chase back, and Harrison sprints away from him. Harrison not much help, but he's still going. Still Harrison. Couldn't find the pass because Denardo Thomas had tracked back and gotten in the way. Cohen. Oh, it's a poor touch by Neil under a challenge from Moulton. And Moulton had his ankle clipped as he was about to make that pass upfield.
I am actually leaning towards, surprisingly enough, after you've mentioned that bad match, if you're looking at the entire season and how strong the central defender has been in games, I might be actually leaning towards Wilson.
Alright, so my next question will be then, if you pick Elvis Wilson as your outstanding individual, which has been the best defensive partnership in the league so far? Do or Dyer comes to mind.
Do or Dyer, but then, as I said, there have been long spades of, a bit. It started, but it wasn't the best initially. Then they formed that partnership throughout the middle of the season, and now a few errors coming. But true, as a pair, they have been pretty good. Leng and King would obviously put up their hand and say that they have been good, although them themselves have probably managed 2 own goals between them.
Yeah.
But for a young pair, those two have actually been pretty solid.
They've caught the eye.
And they're also a left-footed, right-footed partnership as well.
Yeah. Plummer dribbled himself into a dead end. And apologizes to his team. Our producer telling us, assisting, he's fueling the debate, Chris, because he says the Cavaliers centre-half pairing have only conceded 18 goals. That's what, second best in the league. That's another feather in their cap. That's another plus for them.
Yeah, as I said, as a young pairing, I think the two of them, without some growth left there, but yeah, there is a good chemistry there. I actually think they've done better this season than probably the pairing of Daya and Duar in terms of consistency. I think at times the problem for Duar and Daya is that maybe their wing backs have not given them as much support as they would have needed. So that is also something to take into consideration.
So Chris can't find a strong defensive pairing, but he likes Leng and King. But he thinks that Elvis Wilson has shaded it in terms of the outstanding individual. All right, you won't press him on that. Your best defensive midfielder this season. I'm giving you a lot of work to do, my friend, because the game isn't giving us much and we have to keep the fans entertained.
Best defensive midfielder.
It's taking you long. I thought you'd have said Fabian McCarthy, but go on.
Yeah. McCarthy certainly comes to mind. Simpson would be another.
Keithy.
Yeah.
In this Waterhouse team. All right. Make your notes. Make your notes.
Marlon Martin has been an outstanding one for Arnett Gardens as well.
Just there's poor old Andre Leslie. His day cut short. Challenge in the 21st minute by Kevin Graham. Wasn't whistled as a foul by Okita Nichols, but replays confirmed that Graham got only Leslie's ankle and he hobbled off 2.5 minutes later to be replaced by Gregor Messon Jr. Free kick for Vere. Not a good effort, and it runs free. So you're saying,
as you know, I'm a big fan of Fabian McCarthy,
yes,
just because of his ball playing ability and his calmness.
So McCarthy won.
Right. Now, when you think of defensive midfielder, though, that might you think of a defensive midfielder, it might be more like the likes of Marlon Martin, who is not necessarily the most creative passer, but in terms of the hard tackling, breaking up of play, he's probably been the best, or one of for sure.
You don't have to sell Martin to me, I'm convinced.
Yeah.
So McCarthy, Martin.
Yeah.
Don't make your short list too long now, as you did with the defenders.
Well, that's a short one.
I'm sure there are a couple other people you could put in this list for your defensive midfielder of the season.
Well, we had Simpson in there as well.
So Keithy, that's 3. As we see Lumpkin for a minute unsure whether he should leave it for the goalkeeper Davis, but Davis wanted no part of it. And in the end it works out for Vere to throw to them. So McCarthy, Martin, Simpson. You want to leave it there? Alright. So rank them for me, 1, 2, 3. Bradford. Good tackle by Javier Brown. Excellent. I think Alwyn Harvey, my producer, mentioned him, and yes, Chris, has gotten a lot of yellow cards. This is Cohen! Oh, didn't catch it, you know.
Not sure than Harvey.
He may have kicked some of the turf, Dunstan Cohen, but that was a chance for Vere that they worked really well. A turnover high up the field by Waterhouse, and they recycled the ball in stages right up to the edge of the 18-yard box. And the 15-year-old got the shot off, but didn't make full contact. So Chris doesn't like Harvey for his top 3. He likes Harvey, but not for this group. So he wants to settle on this 3, Mr. Producer. So don't give him any more names, is the point he's making. Ricochet Murray has missed too many games this season.
Yeah, he's another player who's been there and thereabouts.
Bradford! Oh, meet and drink for Shaquan Davis. For a moment, it looked promising. The goalkeeper's positioning made it look easy. Strong throw. Very good throw to Harrison, sending Vere on their way once again. Finds Neil. Neil goes for the shot across goalkeeper Foster's goal. Foster having words with his captain, young Campbell. Yeah, Chris, I'm waiting on you. So McCarthy, Martin, Simpson, what order?
Exactly how you said it.
All right, I can live with that.
McCarthy the edge because obviously his ball playing ability and his calmness within there. Martin certainly the best tackler to me of the other 3.
And his consistency.
Yeah. Simpson is solid all around, but I think each of those are better in each of the categories.
Benbow under pressure, robbed by Harrison. Harrison has really had Benbow's ticket so far in this game. Brown. Nice pass to Neil. Has Harrison to his right, has Cohen to his left, and he tried the harder pass. Why oh why did Lamar Neil do that? Bernardo Thomas trying to inject some pace into the Waterhouse attack. Moulton runs into a tackle from Kevin Graham, who goes down with the studs showing and will be booked. Willie. But for a moment, Peter Nicholson reached for his pocket. And Nicholson wants to have a second word with Graham. He's calling him over for a talk. He even grabbed his foot as he went on the follow through, Kevin Graham. The man who calls himself coolly humble. Nice guy, Kevin Graham. Really loves his football. And he's full of commitment and heart. Yeah, he gets the yellow card. I thought he would book him, especially considering the tackle that was missed that forced Andre Leslie to be substituted. He seems to be the dead ball expert in this Waterhouse team. He's taken all of them so far. Comes with this free kick, headed away by Javere Brown. Has the height. Harrison. He's very quick, this young man, and he's gone. Inside to Brown. Very good football from Vere up to this point. Grant. Cohen pushed over by Beadle, and that's a free kick. To show how quick Harrison is, Chris, it was, I think we were together doing a game at the JFF Centre where he chased Cephas, caught him, robbed him, and it's the only player in the league who I've seen do that. Young man really has some wheels on him, the Vere number 19.
Yeah, extremely quick. Because when we've called the name Cephas, there's been nobody to compare him with.
Nah.
In fact, he made Pennycook look slow yesterday, and Pennycook outstanding in terms of pace as a centre-back.
Ricardo Campbell now. 6 yellow shirts in the box, and he makes no impression because he finds the first defender. Very poor from the veteran. Tries again with this shot. Brown is through, but for a moment, was he offside? I thought. No, he wasn't. No, he wasn't. Any connection, and he would have been in business. And Elvis Wilson is asking the assistant on this near side, wasn't he offside when he ran through? You know, I think if he had made contact, the offside flag would have gone up, but given that he didn't make contact, no reason to signal, and that's why the goal kick came. This is the play once again. It works itself through, and the Waterhouse are playing for offside, praying for it, and they had nothing doing. Brown missed his effort. The outstanding goalkeeper so far, Chris.
Kemar Foster.
Man says that one is easy, George, alright? Brown twisting this way and that, and then Elvis Wilson with that broad shoulder.
In fact, I'm a bit surprised that Kemar Foster has been shortlisted.
You mean the national call?
Yeah.
Okay. I can dig that. The Arnott Gardens goalkeeper Eric Edwards has made them more stable.
Yeah. Shaky start.
Yeah.
When he started the season at Port Murray, had a shaky start. He had a real blooper in his early matches. But yes, totally agree that what Arnott were doing between the sticks before him was a little bit uncertain. William Price and
Maximus Davis.
Maximus Davis, but yeah, Edwards has made it more solid. But Kemar Foster all around.
Good pass to Bradford on the left foot. Oh yes, he finds the goal. Shaquille Bradford. Excellent pass into his path from Greg Rebessam Jr. One touch to get it out of his feet and to line himself up. May have taken a little deflection the shot. But Shaquan Davis in goal for Vere United, no match for Shaquille Bradford's efforts. And that's a Waterhouse go in front.
The one aspect of the team that they were looking for in the transfer window at number 9, but as soon as Shaquille Bradford has been match fit, he's come in and he's given them goals. 4 on the season now for Bradford, and that's a top finish with the left foot. No deflection there at all, actually. Kicked it with the wind. Look at the serve on this, just took it away from the goalkeeper. That's a top finish into the far triangle, just enough pace to beat the outstretched left hand of Shaquan Davis.
Yep, he says it's like sinking a 1-foot putt, and that's how Waterhouse find themselves in front. Did hear a sound, and maybe from a different angle I can determine definitively if it did take a nick, but
Or maybe it was off the glove.
That's moot. Yeah, that's neither here nor there. The fact is it's a goal, and it came from Bradford's foot. And just like that, Waterhouse have broken the deadlock.
37th goal on the season for Waterhouse. Shaquille Bradford was joint leading goal scorer last season with 6. An in and out season, travelled for a while, then got injured, struggled to get back fit. But yeah, he certainly looks dangerous once he gets playing time and in a position that Waterhouse have not really had a potent person for most of the season.
Besson too strong for Javier Brown, shakes him off like a cheap coat. Here's Benbow going through his step over routine. Turn of pace by Benbow takes him away from Salmon. Oh, and it's blocked by Lumpkin coming across. Good defending from the centre half, realizing that his right back was in trouble. And the double team in the end, sparing Vere's blushes.
Yeah, great defending in the end, but what a move by Cardell Benbow. Started out with the step overs, then stopped the play, and then that quick burst of speed. Leading goal scorer for Waterhouse.
Thomas with this corner. Too long, way too long. Can Beadle make something of it? There's someone close to our commentary position, giving Donovan Duki, the Vere United coach, hell. There's Duki, and he won't be perturbed. He's seen and heard it all. Let's see what, if anything, he changes. Chris will be looking for that. Benbow into the path of Bradford. Can't shake off Lumpkin. He goes down, holding his heel, Bradford. His boot came off. And it's a free kick. Given to Waterhouse. Campbell. Benbow. Someone intercepted. Plummer coming deep to collect. Does well to hold on to the possession. Harrison. So Vere have to twist. Can't stick anymore because it's no longer 0-0. Plummer robbed Wilson. Wilson's touch was poor after a bit of nice one-touch interplay among the Waterhouse players. Wilson spoiled it. And Plummer took his ball and was then fouled.
Not sure why there was a need for the ball to rise there.
It was just a bad touch.
Wilson, yes.
Neil. Switch to Salmon. First touch works. Oh, it was into the path of Harrison. It was poor, cut out by Campbell. And Benbow to Bradford. Trying to go from front to back quickly. Bradford believing he was impeded by Lumpkin. Keita Nicholson says, "You're a big boy. That's not enough to have thrown you off your stride." Lumpkin. Neil. Vere passing it around but not penetrating, and Campbell, asked to do a lot by his centre half partner. Did he keep it in? Yes, he did. Barely. Was fearing for his hamstrings for a moment there, Ricardo Campbell, with that sprint. Campbell's clipped pass to Plummer. Wilson has been marking him closely. Won the battle on that occasion. Give away by Denardo Thomas. Can Vere capitalize? Neil and Brown. Now Cohen. Brown. Kevin Graham in an advanced position for him, trying to slip Cohen through. The pass wasn't good enough though. And now Waterhouse can counter. Driving run by Keith Simpson away from Lamar Neal. Into the path of Bradford. Can he strike? First time he can, but it's rising all the time. That would have been some goal. Brilliant run by Keith Simpson from inside his own half. Drove through the heart of the Vere midfield. Not that there were many tacklers there to impede him. And Shaquille Bradford trying to apply the finishing touch. Sure, we'll have our time, Chris, over the course of the game, the remainder, to talk about the other men in your team of the season so far, or your team of the preliminaries. Wilson again, robbing Ramon Plummer, has been given specific duties to mark the Vere frontman. That has been obvious, and he's won most of the duels so far, Elvis Wilson. Has superior brawn compared to most players in this league. Has been using it to good effect against Ramon Plummer. Thomas to that man Wilson. We approach half-time. Can't imagine that the referee will have a lot of time to add at the end. 2 minutes, we're being told, to be added. Plummer frustrated by the lack of intensity with which his teammates are looking to close down the Waterhouse players as they look to play out the back. Waterhouse have had it for the past approaching now 90 seconds without interruption. Just knocking it around, trying to move the Vere players around, and now they springing into attack. Benbow into the path of Campbell. Gets there, whips the cross, and it's blocked by Salmon. Still with Campbell. Messam. Benbow. Took too long to make up his mind for the shot, and robbed by Lumthen, who himself is robbed by Campbell. And Lumthen, with the follow through, kicked young Campbell, and it's a free kick in a dangerous position for Waterhouse. This is the play, Lumthen trying to make this pass, and then Campbell nipped in, and he ended up kicking the young Waterhouse skipper. Gregory Messam Jr. lining up this free kick. Damian Binns also has an interest. And you know, if it's a dead ball from this position, Cardell Benbow will also retain an interest. But Messam pacing out his run-up as if it's him that's going to take charge of it. It's a 5-man wall that Vere are putting together. Yeah, Benbow just begins to drift away. Give it the beat, boy. Free my soul. Want to get lost in the rock and roll and drift away. Benbow has drifted away. Here's Messam Jr. It's off the head of Javier Brown, off the face. Feeling the effects of that, the Vere man, but the job was done. And Shaquan Davis gathers. Great defending there from Javier Brown, taking it full in the face. Plummer. Can he get into the box? Can he get off a shot? This is Ramon Plummer. His decision was a poor one. As it on the left foot, he goes for the cross, but blocked by Wilson, who had recovered. Meanwhile, well, 2 Waterhouse men down. One is Moulton. Another one in the box is Beadle. Moulton back up. Beadle still hurt. Now that it's a corner to Vere United. Lumthen making his way from defence to the Waterhouse 18-yard box. There he is, jogging, middle of your picture. Kevin Graham also getting in there, so too is Salmon. So 7 Vere men have piled into the 18-yard box for this corner from Lamar Neal. Will the delivery be good enough? No is the answer. Meat and drink for Kemar Foster, Chris Taylor's goalkeeper of the season so far. Beadle racing down the right-hand side. Bradford goes down under the challenge. It's a free kick to Waterhouse.
Another goalkeeper who's had a pretty good season has been Vina Bartlett as well, from Cavalier de St. Lucian, who is now away on Nations League duty. I think himself and Edwards will be fine for that second spot.
Keita Nicholson has seen enough. There isn't even enough time to take that free kick for Waterhouse. They lead the contest courtesy of a good goal from that man, Shaquille Bradford, off the left foot. The assist by Gregory Messam Jr. And that's the difference between the teams at halftime. Vere United 0, Waterhouse 1. Jamaica Premier League match week 21, powered by Digicel. Back with us at the Anthony Spalding Sports Complex for this Jamaica Premier League match week 21 clash between the leaders Waterhouse and Vere United. And at the break, the teams separated by a goal from Shaquille Bradford. A bit of a slow burner this one. Not that it really burned, but there was some action towards the end. Javier Brown with Vere's best chance, couldn't get his flick right. And then Harrison, a volley contested by Moulton, good job he did. Then Harrison playing through Cohen, and he got the shot off, but he didn't get much of the ball, didn't catch it properly. Easy for Foster. And then this is how Waterhouse would get their goal. Campbell finds Messam. One touch by Bradford out of his feet and back beyond Shaquan Davis in the 36th minute. Shaquille Bradford picking up his head, knowing where the goalkeeper was. And yeah, it's like sinking a 1 foot putt on the greens. Meat and drink. And yeah, pretty much the highlights package for that first half. The numbers now: 8 shots overall. 2 on target for Waterhouse, 1 for Vere United. There were 16 fouls, 10 committed by Vere. 1 yellow card to Kevin Graham. Reminding you that Andre Leslie was substituted with an injury for Waterhouse in that first half in the 24th minute. 6 corners, 4 to Waterhouse, and Waterhouse at 55% possession. Well, our coverage on Sunday included a package of 2 games, and we're taking you back for that recap.
Let's take a look at the full-time highlights now. Emilio Rousseau was involved early on, rifling that one to the keeper. And then this one was lofted in and nodded down to Shea Smith. And just couldn't put that one on target there after it was blocked first time. Plummer, not sure what he was doing there, but it came across to Smith. And again, Smith denied by Morgan, who had an outstanding game at the back for Alliance United. This one was headed over the top. Jaheim Harris knew it was a big opportunity and should have kept that one down. And then ball played inside and trying to get that one through was Austin. It was blocked by Morgan. And then that was a wonderful ball from Rousseau to Smith on the stroke of half time. What a delivery that was, and what a take that was too, and the finish was sublime. What can I say, it was a moment, as this one was launched over the top and Smith collecting and getting his 4th goal this season. If you remember that one. And then the header from Stephen Young straight to the goalkeeper. Here's Smith again, another opportunity here, and his effort was once again blocked. This one was saved at the near post and probably came out the post as well and went behind for a corner kick. That effort from distance. Home United kept trying to rack up the chances. Rousseau again, his effort was wide of the mark, and then Austin making a run inside the area, looking for the additional yard of space, and then he was denied by Omari Morgan. Could have been more for Portmore. Let's take the full-time highlights here at the Tony Sporting Sports Complex. This one was sent inside by Arboyne, and Watkins was in a terrible position, really couldn't readjust, and Arboyne scoring. You'd say it was deliberate, of course. Of course you would, but doesn't matter. And then the penalty for Tivoli Gardens. And Wadika Wellington taking his time and putting that one away to get his 6th goal this season. Placing it to the left of Eric Edwards, who could do little about it. And it was 1-1 at that stage, and Tivoli Gardens were back in it, and then Arne Gardens through Cephas responded at the near post. It was a gaping hole to the right of Watkins, and Cephas did well to blow by Pennycook, and then he forced it through. A really good goal. But the goalkeeper had fall there. There was nothing the keeper could have done about this one though. Cephas, first touch was good, using Barrington Price as a barrier, and drove that one home. His 2nd of the game, his 10th this season. Just cutting inside and giving the goalkeeper the eyes and placed it to his right. That was such a really good goal, one of his better strikes this season. And he was ecstatic about it. And that was the end of the first stanza. Second half, they didn't create a lot of opportunities, did Arne Gardens. That was chalked off because of a handball against Fabian Reed. Clark clearing it onto his hand. So it was pretty clear cut, to be honest. And that's all she wrote for this one.
Well, he's not a golfer, Shaquille Bradford isn't, but he tucked away the goal in the 36th minute with the style and with the panache of a seasoned player on the PGA Tour. And his celebration just franking how easy it was for him to find that finish. So Bradford, the man with his name on the score sheet, Waterhouse, have found the lead, and they'll be hoping to kick on from here. The defense of Vere United, they're miserly in defense, Vere United. Only Cavalier and Waterhouse with a better record in terms of goals conceded this season. But one suspects that they're going to have to twist a little bit to get themselves back into this game. They're coming off a month of May where they played their best football, enjoyed their best results. They'll be hoping that June is the gift that gives, as May did. Although, to be fair, only one game left in the preliminaries, only one game left in their season after this. Right at this psychological moment, Vere have 3 halves of football left. Waterhouse can look forward to plenty more because they have already punched their ticket through to the semi-finals, and will get a nice breather at the end of match week 22, where they will wait to know who they will play in the semi-finals. They can put their feet up and watch 4 teams battle for the remaining 2 places in the last 4. Okita Nichols, no referee. It's now cool officially here at the Tony Spalding Sports Complex. The sun disappearing in the horizon. Good riddance. And we can enjoy the afternoon out. Here's Gregory Mysam Jr., first half substitute for Andre Leslie. Got the assist for the game's only goal. And has caught the pace of the game immediately. Not that it was difficult to do, because it wasn't a cracking pace. It was a dawdling pace, to be precise. And he just came from the bench and fit right in, the ex-St. George's College man. Moulton trying to dribble a tightrope against Tavis Grant, but ran it into touch. It's a goal kick to Vere. So given that it's a dead rubber for Vere, Chris, and they're a goal down, what do you imagine Donovan Ducky would have said to his boys at halftime?
I think he'll be hoping just to keep it close. That's the Donovan Ducky style. I think he will be hoping that they will keep narrow at the back, as they have done, make it very difficult for Waterhouse. They are a high-flying team, Waterhouse, but if you look at how the half has been, it was a brilliant strike by Bradford. They haven't really conceded a lot of chances, have Vere. So he'll be hoping that they'll keep it close and then get something on the counter, which is what they're looking for now.
Grant struck in the face by Binns, but the free kick goes against him. I don't think there was anything intentional there. There was just a stray hand. Those are painful, I can tell you. See what happened here. And the left hand, striking him in the face. You think there was malice in that?
Not really, just strong defending, but there was a right arm that went up.
Binns apologizes to Grant. Good to see. It's a Waterhouse free kick.
Spent a lot of time on the injury list, Damian Binns. Good to see him back in. Spoke about the competition for places in this Waterhouse team because they've been doing so well, and how he welcomed that. And for a player who was on the outside looking in, that was a big statement. I thought that really showed team solidity.
Yes, indeed. His injury was such that initially they said that the blow to the face would require surgery to fix, but then they told us that it didn't. It would just need time to heal, and the time has done wonders for Damian Binns. He's back and fitting in to this Waterhouse unit.
Taken back over the position. Malik Cockins has resorted to the bench now.
So you know, when I was asking you about the centre halves, I was listening to see if you were gonna give any credit to the Cockings-Wilson combination, but you ignored Cockings completely. So I said, you know, I'm not going to provoke you on that one. But they didn't do badly.
No, didn't do badly. No disrespect to Cockings, but I thought Elvis Wilson was so much of a standout that a lot of times, if you remember, in games we're constantly saying, and Wilson is right there in the nick of time. Wilson has saved them yet again. But yeah, they do hunt in pairs, so Cockings a commendable job, but Wilson was such a standout, or has been such a standout.
Yellow card for Shaquille Bradford for striking Kevin Graham in the face. And Bradford trying to plead his case, but I've never seen a referee take their yellow card out and put it back without taking a name. And the Keita Nicholson is not going to break that record.
A Wilson-King partnership might be an interesting one. King more the calmer of the two, a man who is very good with his feet, good passer of the ball. And Wilson, not necessarily known for that, but more the bustling tackler, looks to close you down, execute the tackle, still quick enough. Yeah. Just think of the hard tackling, bustling defenders. He's probably the quickest of them.
Yes. No doubt. No doubt.
The likes of Campbell and Price and Dyer and those are good and solid, but not necessarily quick on their feet.
Yeah.
Wilson is.
I was telling you that I was speaking to Marcel Gale, the Waterhouse head coach, after that Lions United defeat. He was saying, yeah, it was even though they lost the match, he felt it was a good wake-up call for his team, who had been progressing serenely through the league up to that point. So I asked him about the Wilson-Trevante Stewart duel, and he said, boy, yeah, Elvis had a rough day, and Elvis doesn't usually have rough days. Yeah, he was really second best that day, and no other striker in this league has made Elvis Wilson look like a make-weight. He was made to look like a paperweight that afternoon.
One of the strongest forwards in the league, Trevante Stewart, and then to go with that, he's not only strong, but he's nimble on his feet, skillful as well. So he's a lot quicker than you think.
Way quicker than people think. Yep.
He actually has really good attributes as a centre forward. I thought at first he concentrated too much on the strength and not the other aspects of the game. But his progression from Malines to Mount Pleasant has certainly worked in his favour. He's grown as a player, as a forward.
Campbell's cross. Grant, oh, he missed his kick, you know. And Beadle at the near post, but Shaquan Davis read him, positioned himself, and made the save.
Interesting choice here by Beadle. I thought he might have got it back into the box. This was a very difficult angle. I'm not sure how you'd expected to score from there. So many players in the box waiting for it. That would have been a better option.
Young Harrison has done well. This is Ramon Plummer. Bursting away, and he fires one across the face of goal. It's gone over the bar. Offside though, the call against the Dunstan, goal kick rather, against Dunstan Cohen, who made a connection there, but very good play by Ramon Plummer.
Good change of pace.
Yes.
Got around the back line of Waterhouse way too easy. Kimani Campbell left napping. Cohen should have done better, the 15-year-old. Good pacey ball into it, and it was hard for him to control Cohen. Didn't have much time to position his feet with the venom that it came across. But yeah, Foster was in trouble.
The Waterhouse defenders shouldn't take liberties with Ramon Plummer. He can go from 0 to 16 very quick time. And I'm sure Kimani Campbell won't make that mistake again. Left for dead by Plummer. Waterhouse only saved by the difficulty of the finish that the young man is required to make. This is Moulton. Beadle through the legs of Brown, and Brown fouls him, and we're going to see another yellow card because his hands came up. Javier Brown struck Beadle in the face, and he goes into the book.
Yeah, good skill by Rowan Beadle just to come inside. Brown made sure he couldn't. And yeah, Nicholson, who threatens a lot of times to take out the card and doesn't this time, rightfully so. Promising attack thwarted. But even though Waterhouse have this ball in a very attacking area, Vere in the second half have done a little bit better at getting players higher up the park. I don't think they have sacrificed much at the back because they do get back well and keep that shape. But yeah, a little bit more adventurous.
And you don't need a lip reader to tell you what she said. She said Firehouse every time. So Binns, Campbell, and as I said, every time there's a free kick in a dangerous position, Benbow is there. He's advising Campbell and Binns what to do.
Let's see how Shaquan Davis positions himself, because we saw last week a free kick take from a similar position, and the positioning of the goalkeeper was woeful. It's a bit better here. He's allowed his wall to do its job. maybe the left footer from here at this angle.
I think Campbell will. No, I think Binns will. Binns does! Oh, it's on the bar! And it's turned home! Handball call. Handball call. Gregory Messom Jr.
How did Messom make that mistake?
Wow.
What a miss. That might rival the Peter McGregor miss.
No, I think that's a bit above. But let's look at this again.
Onto the post. Look at it here. Oh. How does he make a mistake with that?
I think he couldn't help it though. The bounce. Look at what the bounce did.
Oh, yeah, it was a poor control by Messom. Too much weight there, not able to get up his left leg. That was a lumbering attempt by Gregor Messom. Goal at his mercy. I was about to say the wicket keeper, but the goalkeeper was certainly out of the picture.
Yeah, Davis had pushed it onto his bar and then had to depend on luck thereafter, and he got lucky.
Davis should have done better though. That was not good goalkeeping as well to allow that to happen.
Don't think it was off the power that would force him to only be able to do that in effecting the save. Yeah, expected a stronger hand turning the ball away. Man down for Waterhouse, it's Beadle. Remember, he was struck in the face just now by Brown for that free kick. Don't know what the problem is this time. Trainer called for. Stretcher also set up, being beckoned by referee Nicholson. Devroy Gray, one of the substitutes warming up, along with the Sani wickets. Gray, the man from Old Harbour Bay. And I'm trying to remember, Chris, if any of the goals that Devroy Gray has scored this season, if he scored any of them from the few starts he has, because from my recollection, he scores off the bench. And he would be the most prolific replacement striker, if you can call him that, in the season so far. I can't recall him scoring from the start. He hasn't had many starts, that's for sure. I think his goals have come off the bench. We can verify that for you.
There's only 3 goals he scored. 1 came last week. That was certainly off the bench.
Yep.
Did have quite a few starts in the middle of the season where himself and Javon James, when Andre Fletcher moved on, himself and Javon James became the regular starters because Bradford wasn't fit. Bradford has actually had a couple of his goals off the bench as well.
Yeah.
There have been a few players who have had goals off the bench. Kimani Arboin has had a few off the bench as well. Trying to think who else would.
Producer is doing his homework, so he'll tell us who the most prolific substitute is.
Deacon has had a couple off the bench too.
I think Gray would have more goals than Deacon this season, or maybe the same number.
Yeah, well, Gray has 3 now, Deacon 2.
There you go. Graham breaks up this Waterhouse offensive. Grant now goes long, trying to hit Plummer. Elvis Wilson beats him in the air. Well, that was actually Binns passing him on. Moulton under pressure from Plummer, who's holding him. Vere's season hasn't quite caught fire from the moment of the postponement of their clash with Tivoli due to COVID administrative issues early in the season, because it was after that they lost several members of their squad, as we see Lamar Neal going down in the centre circle. And play will be stopped as soon as Mr. Nicholson sees him, so that he can get treatment or be replaced. The Waterhouse boys have seen him now, and they're charitably stopping the game so he can get attention. Has had an injury-plagued season, Lamar Neal. Vere's most creative player. When he's not in the team, they suffer. But he's not been fit enough for long enough for that man, Donovan Ducky, who makes a change, taking out number 19, Tyreek Harrison, who's run hard, and has brought in number 10, Ricardo Dennis. So 19 out for Vere, 10 in. Hamstring complaint for Lamar Neal. And let's see if he continues. There's no substitute looking to come on for him, so looks as if the ex-Arnett Gardens man will play on. Here's Benbow. Brown. Again, they already passed to Ramon Plummer. He's in business now. Oh, Kimani Campbell flying back to intercept. Good recovery run from the Waterhouse captain. And now here's Benbow trying to spin away from Kevin Graham. Easier said than done. Graham starts the Vere offensive. It's ball slipped through to Ricardo Dennis. He's onside. Dennis Kenny goes high. It's a goal kick. And the captain, the young captain Kimani Campbell, having some very strong words with Cardell Benbow about losing the ball. He lost that ball in a duel with Kevin Graham, and that led to this Vere attack. And I tell you, the words that they exchanged were so strong that the referee has intervened in the argument between captain and his colleague. The language used was so industrial, so strong, that Okita Nicholson is telling the teammates to cool it. You rarely see that on the field. Benbow, of course, a senior player. Heartbeat of the Waterhouse team, has been here for a while.
Keith Simpson also telling him to relax.
Yeah, been here and left, so he believes that, yeah, I'm a senior player, you're the captain, but you don't talk to me like that. And the young man is saying, well, I'm in charge of the team. I'm the coach's representative here. You listen to me when I speak. So yeah, both men pressing their claims from various perspectives, and the referee telling them that put a lid on it or I'll have to book you guys. As Marcel said, he wouldn't be perturbed. That's a measure of players solving problems of their own on the field. He doesn't have to intervene. His captain doing his job. Ben was a senior player speaking up for himself. Plummer goes up, but it's too long for him. Keith Simpson. Good touch by Moulton. As Beadle outside. Comes inside though. Messam finds Beadle. Oh my word. Beadle wanted to trap the ball with the studs, but left his foot hanging a little bit too high. It ran beneath for a throw. Bad touch from Plummer. Turns the ball over. Simpson trying to find Benbow around the back door, but Shaquan Davis read the play and slid out. Meanwhile, Javier Brown plays a glorious ball over the top, and Foster, calm as you like, flicks it over Cohen's head. And the crowd here appreciating that, the Waterhouse supporters. Lamar Neal committing the foul. This is the play once again. Just a tap of the ankle there from Lamar Neal. Sends Beadle tumbling on. Keith Simpson trying to find the top right-hand corner, but he was leaning back. And the wind is still strong here, so those things combining to create a harmless shot in the end. Fan here shouting to Simpson, Keith, you owe me one. Yeah, he does. His goal kicks have been good, all of them. Have on midway the Waterhouse half. That was the latest. Dennis had that good chance just now. Took a little bit too long to decide what he wanted to do, and skied his attempt in the end. Rather Dennis in his prime was a dashing winger. Has put on some weight. A devotee of Donovan Ducky. Strong relationship between player and coach. Man down for Vere holding his ankle. That's Ramon Plummer. And Nichols is someone's the trainers to attend to him. We're in the 65th minute of this clash. It's a game being played without real intent, because Waterhouse, their bread is butchered already. So too is Vere. They won't get relegated. They can't make the top 6. They're here to continue a good recent run of form. 1 game left in the season after this. So this is the goal once again. Bradford. Sweet strike with the left foot. Sweet strike. And then a nice celebration as well. He goes to retrieve the imaginary ball from the cup. Yeah. Like to see my sportsmen and women mixing their sports, and Bradford mixing a little football with golf. Pins penalised for the arm bar into the head of Lamar Neal, or to the back of the head of Lamar Neal. Wrestling move. Lights come on here at the Tony Spalding Sports Complex. As the shadows lengthen. Concrete jungle. Campbell with this free kick. Kevin Graham gets there, but so too did Foster. And Nicholson says goal kick. Kevin Graham is a tough guy. And his header into the side of the head of Foster. Foster goes down. This is the free kick once again. Campbell pops it in, and look at Graham going in very, very strong on the goalkeeper.
He doesn't back out at all, Graham. Went with the arm as well.
When you're hit by Kevin Graham, you stay hit. Yeah,
for sure. He has no middle ground. Finesse is not an aspect of his game.
Nah,
Kevin Graham.
He's a strong man, and he lets everybody know. That will be sore later for Kimara Foster.
Right around the temple region as well. Dangerous place to pick up a knock like that.
Eyebrows to die for, Chris Taylor. Not me, perhaps not you, but for somebody.
Nothing really threatening her eyes.
See some eyelashes rather. Did I say eyebrows? Eyelashes. Some eyelashes that they're like awnings. I'm not saying those where I'm just saying, Chris. Anyway, she has her style and she's wearing her eyelashes well. Bradford sprints after this. Lumpkin to tackle him. This is Moulton now. Campbell lets it run for Simpson. Campbell lets it run for Benbow, who's fouled in the box. Nicholson says no foul. Play on, says the referee. The Vere goalkeeper, recognizing that Benbow is hurt, throws the ball out so he can get some attention, and that strengthens the claim of the Waterhouse fans. Well, even if the opposition goalkeeper recognizes that Benbow is hurt, so why is that not a penalty? Is the question that they're asking. This is the play once again.
Lovely build-up. Did touch the ball actually, Graham.
Yeah.
He did play the ball.
Yeah, you couldn't penalize him for that. Did get some of the foot
after.
And then the follow-through.
And even the follow-through, which came with the left foot, it was really just a hook that eventually happened with the right foot and so on. That was actually a good call by Okita Nicholson there. Easy to have got that wrong, but obviously Graham did make contact.
Devroy Gray coming in. That's the leg of Cardell Benbow. Heavily tattooed. Back on his feet. So Devroy Gray coming in and Romain Blake, young man Chris spoke to in the pre-match segment. Denardo Thomas leaves us. And it looks as if Shaquille Bradford is also leaving us as well.
One of the best central midfielders we saw in the schoolboy football this year. Romain Blake also played as a centre-back for Jamaica College. You do remember him going right through to the final. Wore the number 6 for JC. Central midfielder, lots of range as a passer, very good technical player in terms of passing. Romain Blake. Great to see him getting some minutes. He's been in the squad for a couple of games, hasn't got any playing time. And it's important for Marcel Gale at this point. As I said, it's impossible for Waterhouse to drop out of the top 2. So squad management critical. You don't want to pick up any needless injuries at this point. Yeah, you don't want to break a winning streak or momentum, but at the same time it's more important to have your players rested for the semi-final round.
Correct.
I'm actually surprised he played so many of the starters to begin with.
Yep. This is Campbell looking for the cross. He picks one out. Devroy Gray challenging for it. Campbell beat him to it though. He's still alive. Keith Simpson. His shot was off target though. Kevin off his own teammate Devroy Gray. I know Lamar Neal has the run on Elvis Wilson. Needs support though, Neal. Still waiting. Neal driving away from Binns. Can he find a pass? Cohen straight offside. No, he didn't. Back to Neal. Oh, it's a good save at the near post from Foster. Helping it over his crossbar from an acute angle.
Top save, Kemar Foster yet again. It actually was a pretty good strike by Neal in the end, who just didn't have the pace to take on the last couple of defenders. So checked his run. I think he should have been braver, Lamar Neal. But yeah, got back an opportunity. Good strike. That's a really good save by Foster from close range.
He got that header. This is Plummer with the effort. It's Daisy Cutter and it's blocked and gathered second time by Kemar Foster. Bolton's first touch was good, second wasn't bad. Brought down expertly by Cardell Benbow. Waterhouse perhaps stung by that Vere attack. Come on there, oh, the shot by Benbow. Had some swerve on it, but it was so far out. Davis could settle behind it and watch it bend and then gather. The players could throw caution to the wind and give us some rip-roaring entertainment for the rest of this game. That would be welcome. Here's Campbell, pushed over by Elvis Wilson, who points to his shoulder. And that's the problem, Elvis. Your shoulders are so big and strong. That planted into the back of an opponent. It's going to be an impediment. This is Javier Brown. He switches the play.
I'm wondering if he knows where his shoulders are then.
Messam Jr. Gray. Simpson, let's fly! Didn't catch it properly.
Disappointing strike. Just to confirm as well now that Devroy Gray is on, his 3 goals have come from substitute appearances, all 3.
Yep.
The first game of the season, the 3rd game of the season, and then last week.
There you go.
In what was that, match week 19 for Waterhouse.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I was right that all his goals have come off the bench, and that's a very good asset to have. So the last 4 games, our producer says Waterhouse has scored only once. And if that's the case, at this stage, 74th minute, Vere are not beaten just yet. Campbell, oh, after getting away from the young Blake, he trod on the ball but got back up. Blake hurt his calf, seemed to have hurt his calf. The cross comes in, it's a high one. Cohen wins the header, but Binns turned it away. Gray. Spending a lot of time in the air, and then Javier Brown. Going through Keithy Simpson. Simpson plays Devroy Gray in. Lumpton, taller than him, stronger than him, beats him in the duel, wins the free kick. Neal, forward for Plummer, and Foster got there, but he didn't gather, and Plummer deemed to have fouled the Waterhouse goalkeeper. Simpson, another long raking pass, looking to find Benbow. Davis had advanced outside his 18-yard box to clear that in the mold of a centre half.
Yeah, just to confirm what was happening for Waterhouse, they've actually only conceded 1 in their last 5 games.
Wow. So I said 1 in the
so
last
it's actually
4,
more difficult than we thought for Vere.
There you go.
And that was their Thursday travels against Mount Pleasant that ended 1-1. Apart from that, 4 clean sheets in a row.
Here's Blake, Campbell rather. Messon, the flick to Devroy Gray. Handball. Waterhouse fans disagreeing. They're saying their striker took it on his chest. And yeah, he's angry. And yeah, I can read what he said, but I won't tell you.
Not sure I like when a player extends the arm like that, though, to use it as to control the ball, though. So chances are with no VAR, you're not going to get that in your favour.
Yep. Campbell to Blake. Trying to nutmeg Grant. Didn't happen.
I'm surprised I heard you use that word.
Yeah,
I have it recorded.
Yes. We're going to say salad, Chris. We are going to say salad. Nobody can stop us from saying salad. Good pass out to Campbell, to Dennis rather. Neal. Excellent pass to Grant this side. Oh, but Beadle read it all day. Grant told the whole parish that he was going to pass outside to the young man. That was how it was cut out. Messam Jr. under pressure from Grant. And it's Vere through, and again the Waterhouse fans having a reason to be unhappy. There, Devroy Gray. Looked to be handball to me.
I totally agree with Akita Nicholson on that call, even though obviously the fans aren't happy. That's a bad challenge.
Yeah, sliding tackle from Lamar Neal. It's a yellow card. First tackle like that, Chris, I did ask the referee, what? That's
my first time.
Well, it's too late for him to say that, I'm just saying, yeah? 78th minute.
Tired tackle. Didn't want to run back. Ooh, that's really bad.
I always imagine, even though, I mean, pitch qualities were different back then, but I imagine if Pele and Maradona were playing with the rules that are in force now, what would they be? They played with tackles like that, they were getting a dozen like that every game. Kevin Graham, another tackle, hard. And it's a goal kick. Your answer, Chris?
Yeah, a lot more protection now. And it's because of the numerous injuries that a lot of these players. You do remember, as you mentioned, Pele, what happened in 1966 when he was kicked out literally of the World Cup from the level of tackles he got. But what it does, it makes players more prepared. That's what it did in that time. So if you notice the legs of those players, these players now can't compare in terms of the bulk, the resistance training, the sands that were used. put 4 of our legs together, it might make one of theirs.
Your legs, Chris. Your legs. Messam Jr. It's a good save by Shaquan Davis. Turned the young Messam did and spanked it with the left foot. Scored many of those in similar colours for St. George's College in these schoolboy football competitions. This time Shaquan Davis equal to the task. Played by Devroy Gray, and look at him turn and wham! Straight at the goalkeeper, who helped it over for a corner kick. Man getting treatment on the far side for Vere. Play continues while that is going on. And I can't imagine why.
Well, I can't, because of Keita Nicholson has made his way.
Oh, he's over there.
Yeah,
I was looking for him, yeah.
A change is going to be made as well.
Salmon, Trevor Salmon.
I guess Waterhouse won't mind that the clock is winding down. They just want to get out of this quickly and secure the points.
Number 22 is coming out. Dunstan Cohen, the 15-year-old, replaced by Orlando Lawrence, another teenager.
I'm surprised that Waterhouse still haven't rested the likes of maybe Ben Bow and some of the other regulars, maybe even Keith Simpson. 7 games, we counted 7 games in 17 days.
In 2 countries.
In 2 countries, yeah.
Beadle. Benbow. Good pass out to Beadle. What can he produce? Goes down under the challenge from the young man Orlando Lawrence. His first contribution is to foul Beadle just outside the 18-yard box. And it's a free kick to Waterhouse. Sportsmax app moment. We have some time for that. Beadle just having a cheeky grin. Tricked the referee into thinking that he had been hurt. Anyway, Sportsmax app moment. The only goal of the game so far. Gregory Messam Jr. into the path of Bradford. One touch out of his feet. Bang with the left foot. That's the goal. Download the Sportsmax app today. Google Play Store, App Store. World of content at your fingertips. Literally. Romain Blake and Damian Binns will get this free kick. Binns met by Ricardo Campbell. It's behind for a corner. Poor effort from the veteran.
Yeah. And Carter Benbow is totally disappointed with the effort. Maybe should have left it for the youngster.
Maybe.
From Jamaica College, who's technically very good from the dead ball and otherwise. Blake.
Waterhouse going to make 2 changes now, Chris. Let's see if the men you mentioned will get some rest. Here's Blake. He plays it into touch. Expecting Beadle to chase. It was saying, no son, I'm too tired. You looked at the time, it's the 82nd minute. Vere are going to make a change as well, and Waterhouse will make 2.
It's about time for Waterhouse. Get some of the regulars off their legs.
Actually, it's not a change for Vere. Trevor Salmon, who was off the field getting treatment, has returned from Paduki's boys. Ricardo Campbell, superior strength, easing Moulton out of the way. Plummer. And then Dennis into the path of Salmon. Graham on the overlap. And he gives away the throw. Osani Ricketts coming in, and the Devontae Walker for Waterhouse. I think I see Benbow's number. Well, either Benbow or Moulton. One of the men with 9 in their numbers. Blake. Lovely pass out to Gregory Messam Jr. Benbow now. Oh, and his pass to Messam. Not good, but it finds its way to the young man. Beadle. Fancy footwork. Playing to the gallery. Most of the Waterhouse fans on this near side. Free kick. Vere. see that the Vere boys are eager to get play resumed. They want to at least draw this game. So good to see them showing that late fight. Moulton's number is up. He comes out. Andre Moulton. And Rohan Beadle also comes out. So Sandy Ricketts, Premier League winner with Portmore United, comes in. And so too does Devontae Walker. Brown for Vere. Lawrence showing him where he wants it. Comes to him now, Lawrence. Good first touch. Offside. The pressure on some of the teams in the Premier League will be so much different next year, when relegation will be a real thing. Suspended for the first 2 years of this Jamaica Premier League, but next year they're returning to that. So the Premier League will no longer be a closed shop. Those outside will be looking to get in, and those inside will be looking to keep their status. And you can imagine a relegation campaign with the kind of season that Vere would have had. It would have been a totally different approach to today's game had they been playing for their status as a top flight team in Jamaica. Donovan Ducky has been around the block a few times where managing Premier League teams is concerned. Seems to be committed to this Vere project for the moment. An itinerant coach. If he gets a better project somewhere else, he'll be moving on. Here's Marcel Gale. Was at the UWI, that's where he cut his teeth at this level in Jamaica. And then came back home to Waterhouse. Has taken them to consecutive finals. But they've not yet been able to crack the code, and every year we say, well, it must be this season. The Waterhouse supporters are also again saying this season that it must be this season. Let's see what happened. Graham's ball out to Dennis rather is glorious. The control first time wasn't clever. He keeps it alive. And it's a throw to Waterhouse after all that. Chris, you have a man of the match of the game, Shaquille Bradford.
He could be the only one. Really struggling when you look around the park to find an outstanding performer.
Yeah, it's been that kind of day.
Yeah, it's been pedestrian from Waterhouse. But certainly, the one moment of quality was that from Bradford. It was a top strike.
Here's Benbow, dribbling away from a few players. Benbow. Keen to impress Cardell Benbow, you have to give him that. Did all the hard work and then wondered, well, why should I pass it to anybody? Decided to take on the shot.
Hasn't found the back of the net in the last couple of games. Cardell Benbow has been stuck on 9. Still looking to get into double figures on the season.
Keith Simpson for the cross. Devroy Gray was at the back post waiting, but Campbell intercepted. Yeah.
Foster himself had a couple of saves, but it's been really easy for him as well. Certainly the strike from Bradford,
yes,
has been one moment of brilliance in this game.
And also at the National Stadium on matchday, medium cross.
Ricketts' corner is poor. Dennis trapped in, has to go back.
Drought continues for Vere. Vere, much less, haven't been able to even find a goal against Waterhouse in their head-to-head encounters. Let us not even talk about a victory. 5 matches, this being 6. Vere have failed to score against Waterhouse. 3 losses, 2 draws. So you don't need to wonder what the draw and scoreline was.
Waterhouse is their kryptonite. Keith Simpson with this free kick. 89th minute. We're in the dying embers of this contest. This is Campbell. Lobs the cross in, and Shaquan Davis took that almost like a wide receiver in the end zone. Under pressure from the tight ends. Good take in the end. 3 minutes to be added on, my producer says. Thank you, Mr. Stewart. Chris just banged his head on the wall up here, but a soldier on. This is Asanya Ricketts. Has a good cross on him. Measures this one in, and it over the top of Devontae Walker. This is Benbow! For a moment, it looked promising.
Much better attempt by Benbow. Better off the right foot there than the left foot one we saw a few moments ago. Comfortably wide in the end. But good pace behind it. 9 goals and 3 assists. Top goal scorer for Waterhouse this season in a season that has had, 37 goals for them.
I wonder what kind of team he'll put out, Chris, as we see the 3 minutes going up on the board by the 4th official being held aloft. I wonder what team he'll start for the final game, match week 22 against Arnett Gardens. With everything, the mission complete to get into the semi-finals.
Yeah, well, he surprised me here. I thought he would have had a much changed roster to start this one against Vere United, who have nothing to play for either other than pride. So, but he still went with majority of who we're used to seeing. That's a big surprise for me. I thought there would have been a lot more players rested, especially with the match load that they have had. So against Arnett Gardens, who is a big rival for them,
and who can still pinch the second spot, can't they?
Yeah.
Yes.
If Dumble Holden don't get the job done, and Dumble Holden have been struggling in the last couple of weeks.
Leroy Gray off the thigh of Ricardo Campbell. His shot came.
Looking to add to that crown you've given him.
Here's Blake. Headed clear by Salmon. Dumble Holden's boys would have been affected by the reported robbery of their payroll. Their manager held up at gunpoint. The cross comes in, and the Ricketts can't keep it in. Can he? No, he couldn't. It's a goal kick. So yeah, Arnett Gardens suddenly have a shot at grabbing the second automatic spot through to the semi-finals, and they play Waterhouse in match week 22, the climactic match week. And I'm sure the league won't like it, the other teams, if, well, games in hand. My producer's reminding us that Dunbar Holden has 2 games in hand with a point. The fact is that games in hand count for nothing. They have to be played. So I'm just saying that Arnett Gardens win against Waterhouse, they would have put themselves firmly in the picture, and then Dunbar Holden would have work to do. So to say that they have a shot at second is correct.
Yeah, certainly they do have a shot. If I was Waterhouse, though, I would be getting caught up into the head-to-head. In fact, in this game, I thought they missed the boat. I think you should do everything to make sure that you're fully rested and peaking for the semi-finals.
Absolutely, and these boys have done a lot in those 17 days that you've mentioned.
Yeah.
They deserve a breather.
Yeah, and I count the travel as an extra game as well,
but
because of what it takes.
Of course.
That constant
The Dumbarp is far from here.
Yes, and the movement through the airports and what you go through, that's like another game in itself. So let's call it 8 games in 17 days. That's crazy.
In 2 countries still.
Yes,
You have to mention that, yep. Ricketts. Wheeling like a gamecock, and in the end, nothing came off his effort. This is Ricardo Dennis, told to play on by Okita Nicholson. Good ball over the top for Plummer to chase. Elvis Wilson taken down hard by Javier Brown. Well, appeared much more serious than it actually was. And just like that, we are out of time. Okita Nicholson looking at his watch. He's going to signal the end of the contest anytime now. And Waterhouse are set to log a 1-0 victory. Nicholson has seen enough. He calls a halt to proceedings in the 94th minute. A Shaquille Bradford strike in the 36th minute, separating the teams. And Waterhouse win again, beating Vere United, completing the season double. And it's on to the final game of the season against Arnott Gardens next match week 22. So highlights here from this clash between Waterhouse and Vere United. Javier Brown from Vere with the first chance for his team, couldn't direct his flick goalwards. Harrison with this volley that was blocked by Moulton. Harrison threw to Cohen, and his shot was weak in the end. He didn't catch it cleanly. And then this is a Waterhouse goal, interchange of passes. Messam lays it on for Bradford. One touch with the right and a swing of the boot with the left. Beating goalkeeper Shaquan Davis. 36th minute. That's Waterhouse up 1-0. It's like thinking of what Bradford says. Here's Campbell. The back post. Kind of missed by Tavis Grant, and Rohan Beadle decided to try his luck at the near post. Plummer, burst of speed takes him by Campbell, and his shot cross found its way to Dunstan Cohen, who couldn't steer it on target. Vince's free kick pushed onto the upright, but then handball by young Messam, and no goal. Clear handball, correct call by the officials, who had a good game. Then Lamar Neal gets the pass from Cohen, and a ferocious left-footed attempt at the near post. Kimara Foster was only too happy to help over his crossbar. Plummer off target, but gathered nonetheless. And then look at Messam turning and firing straight at the goalkeeper. Pushes it over the crossbar. Benbow was hunting a goal, and fair attempt here, but harmless in the end. 20 shots overall. There were 8 on target, 5 for Waterhouse, 24 fouls, 15 committed by Vere, 4 yellow cards, 3 to the Vere boys. There were 9 corners, 6 to Waterhouse, 7 saves, 4 made by the Vere goalkeeper, and Waterhouse had 53% possession. We go down now to Chris Taylor, who has our man of the match, Shaquille Bradford.
Shaquille, congrats on your strike. How often is it you score a goal with your left foot from 20 yards out?
In training and from last season, it was 6 goals. I believe like 3 goals are from my left foot.
And this has been a tough schedule for you. How have you been able to manage yourself both here and away?
Well, it's kind of difficult, and a good game, but Oakley win. But it's a possibility we advance to the semi-final. We need 1 more point. It's a good performance by the team and me also. But we have to go on the training ground and prepare ourselves for this upcoming semi-final. Got a lot of rest and a time to capitalize and look back on some matches and a lot of things that we've got to do right.
And you're feeling about how you're feeling about your performance so far this season? Didn't start out in the starting 11, but things have come on progressively.
Well, I still have a little fitness problem, but still working on it, and injury keep on act up sometimes, but I'm working on it.
All right, keep working on your fitness. Congrats on your goal today. All the best, Shaquille.
Thank you.
Shaquille Bradford there. Joint goal scorer last season with 6 goals, and he got his 4th of the season. Donovan Ducky now joins me. Well, Donovan, this is 7 matches running. Vere failed to score against Waterhouse. What is it about this Waterhouse defence?
Well, we created some good chance today. It was the one lapse that created a chance for them. We had 3 or 4 good chances we should have taken. We are doing our best, and our best is not good enough. But it's one of those days. We lost, but we're still building a solid foundation.
And solid foundation is generally what you have. How do you feel about the transition play with Vere? Because that's something you're looking for next season. How happy were you with the performance today?
Yeah, man, I'm very impressed. We had good control over the game. Today, the performance was more unlike our team, because you saw where we started. We started from a block last season, and we normally play in transition. Now we had control. We created some chance. We were playing in both phases of the game, so it's a good thing for us.
And shed a little on the young 15-year-old who got some useful minutes today. How do you think about it? What did you think of his performance?
Very impressed with him. He has been growing steadily. I'm very impressed with his performance. He has been consistent, and he's one to look forward to.
We look forward to seeing the young players from Vere and what you come with as you end the season. All the best, Donovan.
Thank you very much.
Donovan Ducky there, head coach of Vere United, unable to get past Waterhouse yet again. The assistant coach Daniel Bent now joins me. Daniel, we expected a little bit more rotation in the squad. Is that a concern for Waterhouse, that you've already qualified but yet still first team players playing?
No more, we just basically want to secure our top spot atop the standings. We lead but now by 4 points. We just want to maintain it. So we still want our best players on the park. Yes, we have quality, but it's very important that we secure our #1 spot at the standings.
And the plan going into this match, we noticed that the tempo of the game was quite slow. Was that instruction from Marcel Gill?
Yeah, that was basically the instruction. If it's a case where Vere United came out playing fast, we wanted to slow down the tempo. So if we decided to go fast, I know that Vere wanted to probably do the opposite, which is what we want to slow down the tempo as well. So that's basically the instruction that was given by the coaching staff, and they followed it.
And as you talk about tactics and so on, considering you've already qualified, is it a case that when you come into this match today and the one next week, that you try to work at specific things, and if so, what was it today?
Well, basically today the tactic was basically to see what Vere had in store for us, because we know that Vere can be a team that play on the counter attack. So we were very surprised. Well, I was very surprised that they came out and wanted to play on the front foot. But all in all, it was a good game. We came out 1 goal to 0. Bob Morris should be loving this 1-0, 1-0, 1-0.
Yeah, another big performance for Waterhouse and a clean sheet to go with it. All the best, congrats on the performance. Enjoy the top of the table.
Thanks.
So the result for Waterhouse pushes them further away at the top of the table, 4 points clear of Dunbeholden. They have 2 games to play. The last game will be against Arnett Garns on Sunday, and Dunbeholden also have 2 more games to play to round out their schedule for the preliminaries of the Jamaica Premier League powered by Digicel. That's it for Waterhouse against Vere. Don't go anywhere though. The second game of our doubleheader comes up in short order.